what's been the biggest difference between having Tyrone Wheatley as your coach and Jay Harbaugh?
So far, it really hasn't been much of a difference. Obviously, Coach Jay hasn't played the position, so he's coming from a different perspective. In that aspect, he can't really give us the insight on, how exactly we should run. But he gives us details on, how we can attack certain situations, which is very good.
When you found out Jay was becoming running backs coach, what was your initial response?
I was kind of shocked, but I had faith in him. Coach Harbaugh makes great decisions, and Coach Jay coming in, and showing us and being up front with us about, the situation was very respectable, and just seeing how far he's come so far has been great.
Everybody kind of said Devion was the best blocker among the backs a year ago. Is there a best blocker right now among the tailbacks?
Honestly, we've been attacking pass pro tremendously, and we've all been pretty good this spring. We've definitely increased our draft stock with blocking, so we've been working on that day in and day out, so we've all gotten better.
You weren't able to practice at all last spring, or were you able to do some?
I practiced the beginning of spring, last spring, and then towards the end I got out.
So has this been a new experience for you, going through all the 4-hour practices and all that?
Yeah, it's definitely been a new experience, and it's a different monster. 4 hours is definitely different than 2 hours, but it's all been good. You get better at football by practicing football. So.
And a player we haven't actually got to see since he was in high school was Kareem Walker. What's he been doing on the practice field?
He's definitely been getting better. He's made some great cuts, hit some holes, showed his speed, showed his power, so he's been looking really good this spring.
Who's his style emulate more? And we've seen obviously you, Chris, and Ty. Who's he most like?
He's more like a mixture. He's kind of like Ty. He's big, he's powerful, and he can make some great cuts. He can be shifty. He can run away from some people.
You mentioned about being a little bit more involved in pass protection. How much have you seen some of your roles change now that Pep Hamilton's leading the pass game?
Oh, you definitely got to step up and pass protect. That's definitely being enforced this year. You got to know, your blocking scheme, and you got to know how to attack it.
How different is it working with an offensive line where there's so much change just because so many guys are gone?
Yeah, we're definitely young, but we've been getting better since day one, and we keep climbing that ladder. Those guys are definitely working their tails off and improving each and every day, so it's been fun to watch them grow.
Where do you feel you are in kind of the hierarchy of the running backs? I mean, can you tell? Are people separating at this point?
No, we try and keep it close. It's definitely a stiff competition. Each and every day you got to bring it. Each and every day you see someone do something that makes you go, wow, like that guy's going to be good or is pretty good. So it's a stiff competition. We just keep fighting, and we'll see come season time.
What are some of those wow moments you've seen, either from you or that you've produced, or other guys?
I've seen Chris make some ridiculous cuts. I've seen Ty make some ridiculous cuts and run away from people. I've seen Kareem hit some amazing holes and find a way through the hole. True Wilson's made some great cuts. I've seen every back do something different.
What about you?
I've made some great cuts and made some great plays myself.
How are you guys battling for carries every day? Does it feel like you're really trying to scratch things out in the spring, or you just will that come more in August of trying to figure out the pecking order and making sure you get your...
No, it starts now, Spring is what sets you up for the fall. Granted, you stay healthy, but spring is where you make your statement, and each and every day it's a battle, and guys are going head-to-head for carries.
We've heard at quarterback that they post the depth chart to try to motivate guys to be. Have they done that for you? And then you guys kind of are trying to beat each other out because you've seen what the depth chart is, or no? Yeah, they've given different trajectories about depth charts and things like that. So that definitely motivates everybody because you got to stay on your toes. If you weren't where you wanted to be, then you got to work harder to get where you want to be. And if you are there, then you got to work harder to stay there. So. How often do they change it?
It changes daily. Daily. There's a huge chart and it changes daily. So.
Obviously, you haven't played a game yet with your new position coach, but have you gotten a feel for whether he's going to like to play multiple guys or settle on a main guy or anything like that?
No, I definitely think we'll have multiple guys in there, considering everybody brings something different, and every guy is different and they can attack the game in different ways. We got a lot of weapons, so it'll be fun.
So there's a huge chart with what makes up the chart. What's on it?
Just productivity, how you're attacking the day, how many drop balls, missed assignments, It varies.
Everything's tracked.
Yeah, everything is
They
tracked.
do that with, I know they talked about doing that with QBs last year too. Is that every position group has a chart like that?
Every position group has a chart like that. So they track everything from when you start practice to when you're in practice. So you always got to be on your toes and ready to go.
And where's that that's posted in your meeting room?
Yeah, so we look at that in our meeting rooms as running backs, and we know where we fall and where we're trying to go.
Who is working with you on running back techniques, though? Because Jay obviously didn't play the position, so.
He is, and that's the thing that I love about him. He studied the game. He knows that he didn't play the position, so he took a different perspective and decided to study the game. He's watched films of NFL running backs, and he's been able to carry over those techniques with us, and it's been working. It's been working a lot. So he's definitely been working day in and day out to try and make sure he's prepared for us to give us the best advice he can.
Chris had talked about there being kind of a little bit more of a coast-to-coast perspective rather than, finding the first gap right down the middle. Has that been a kind of a global thing when it comes to the running backs, or is that more like, is he looking to try to, use your guys' speed a little bit more than the previous?
It really is just, stay north and south, and then when you get past that line of scrimmage, do you. If that means you make some guy miss, you use your speed, or you run someone over. He can't really tell us and dictate us on how to run. All he wants to see us do is get past that line of scrimmage and then let us be free. And I love that.